Chris and I go back years, 40 years, when we first met as graduate students at Penn State. And I think I had a very good connection and special connection. At that time, she was ahead of me, graduated, came to Syracuse. I followed and came to Syracuse for my internship. She and Rob went to New Hampshire for Rob to go to law school. And I remained here in Syracuse and never escaped. And Chris and Rob came back, and we've had a flourishing personal and professional relationship ever since. And it's just very humbling and very touching to me to be able to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to you tonight. You know, I could go into a lot of personal things, and I'll kind of try to weave those in, but I really want to focus on what this is for you and professionally. You know, when you first came back, she came back to Benjamin Rush to help lead the women's program, which had been established at that time, but the hospital is really a private psychiatric hospital with a lot of different types of focuses, and Chris took on a program and took it just to another level. Really very impressed with, everybody was very impressed with what you were able to do. And you know, at a time when women's programming and gender-based programming was not as frequent as it should be in the field, you really transformed it into trauma-informed care. Back, you know, at a time when trauma-informed care really wasn't thought about in those terms. And the exceptional way in which you always practiced was evident from the very beginning. With time, we started going in different directions professionally, but still very connected to each other. I started doing more assessment, more forensic work. You started going and working towards executive coaching and workplace and business practice. But what it really impressed me, and it really, you have to stop and think about this for a minute. Imagine yourself as a PhD, getting licensed, having a very successful practice, and then deciding to change that. Not change jobs, but build a business. And I remember when you first started talking to me about that, and we kind of looked at each other, how we kind of always learned to kind of look at each other over time with that kind of that look. And we've always, I think, been championing each other's causes, but I knew that Chris Allen could do that. But I also knew that she was going to do it the right way. She has more certifications. If you had a tattoo for every certification you have, you'd be really inked up big time. But she doesn't dabble in things. She does it the right way. Again, exceptional example for us all in how to guide your practice in an ethically, evidence-based, informed way. And your success speaks for itself. You have your own business, you've mentored many people, and you continue to do so. We were just chatting earlier about retirement and how you and I sometimes talk to each other about retirement and give each other that kind of smiling look like, I'm not ready for that. You know, we're really so engaged and invested, and you've really shown that, not just for yourself, but what you bring to other people. But this doesn't even get into what you've done for Sniper. You know, you were former president, psychologist of the year twice. Once wasn't good enough. It's very competitive in that way. But seriously, very humble, and it doesn't do anything for those reasons. But then engaging her professional practice at the state level. And I remember when you first started getting much more active in NISPA and talking about NISPA and what you were doing in NISPA, and the awards you've won for mentoring, your service award, lifetime achievement, and the president of New York State Psychological Association. You know, for many people, that would be like, okay, I've done it all. You know, I don't need to do it anymore, but not Chris Allen. Okay? You know, Chris Allen just keeps going. And she does it because of her passion for the field and what she believes in, and the example and the role model she sets for many young professionals. Is her exceptional presence as a professional and as a friend has been very, very cherished by me and will always be. And I love you. So please join me in congratulating Chris in this wonderful and very well-deserved Lifetime Achievement Award.
And I've been friends with Chris not as long as Jim, only about 30 years. And I can't quite remember how we first met, but I know that she was the first person that I personally knew to pursue any specialized training for treating trauma conditions. She also helped establish the Women's Treatment Unit at Benjamin Rush before I was fully aware that women's psychological issues deserved and required a more specific and enlightened attention. After a few years working in group practices together, Chris and Lori Lobia and I took office space together, and we had a terrific 20-year collaboration, professional and friends and mutual support that was really special for all of us. And I noticed over the years that when I learned something new in our field, Chris always knew it already. And I don't know if that speaks more to your strengths or my weaknesses, but I found it noteworthy. If you know Chris at all, and I know all of you know Chris, you know that she is so devoted, thoroughly devoted to her clients' well-being. And she's held roles that were inpatient and outpatient, Hutchings, Upstate, Benjamin Rush, probably more, certainly more. She's always an advocate for mental health and for strength. Whether you're her patient, her client, a system that she's consulting to or training, or a New Yorker anywhere in the state, because she's been a tireless advocate for NISPA to make a difference for our profession so that we can help make a difference in more lives. Chris is one of those people, like all of you, who show up. And you know that showing up can be 90% of the day. And it might sound trite, but it's true. The people who show up are the minority, and they're the ones getting things done. Of course, Chris does not just show up. She shows up smart, kind-hearted, persistent, and effective. She has supervised many people, perhaps some in this room. She has mentored many people, perhaps some in this room. She's the kind of woman who knows that she's standing on other women's shoulders, and she has generously and purposefully offered her deceptively petite shoulders for many other women to stand on, and often just to lean on. And you can tell that this is who she is. This is what makes her happy. This is what makes her tick. She does it with her big brain and her big soft heart. She's been good for patients, clients, systems, supervisees, mentees, colleagues, and of course, friends. She's made my life better as a friend and work partner. Thank you, Chris, for the example that you set, for your unstinting dedication to human well-being and the profession of psychology. We appreciate you. We are proud of you. And we are glad to honor you tonight. No one can deserve this award more. Thank you all.
appreciate the award so much. And honestly, I mean, yes, I appreciate the Ellen B. Williams Award that NISBA gave me, but this award means more to me. And Jaylan meant a lot to me. He was a mentor to me. And, you know, Snipa means a lot to me. This is my home community. And so to be given this award, standing on Jaylan's shoulders, not a woman, but an incredible psychologist, is just incredibly meaningful. And to have the people that I admire and I love and care about to be here to present me the award is just, I don't know, I have my husband here too, which is surprising, you know. I'm like, why are you shaving? Can you do that tomorrow?
We never shave.
So anyway, I was like, what are you doing? But I said, are you going somewhere? But I would just say the other thing, all the things that, you know, both of you said, I feel true, but the thing that I've gotten really a bug about over the years is that psychologists improve the quality of life for everyone, and that we get boxed into these boxes that people want to put us in, whether it's an academic teaching job, or it's, you know, I'm in the private practice and that's what I do, or, you know, there are so many more people that need us and that would pay us, you know, a living wage, pay us money to do things that are valuable and our society needs. And so I have gotten really, really excited and passionate about, especially younger psychologists, helping them think outside the box. Not that there's anything wrong with the things that they're already doing, but what else can I do? How can I do it differently? You know, what else could create value for people, and whether they're patients, they're, you know, clients, so I just think that we get all narrow and thinking about, you know, our malpractice insurance and what we're allowed to do, but there's a lot more things we can do, and a lot more people in this crazy world we're living in who need our help. And so I just encourage everybody to encourage their mentees, their interns, you know, think outside the box. And so thank you very, very much. So that's the end of speech.
And for both Snipa and NISBA, she's an encouraging way of reminding us, all of us, of our obligations to volunteer for our professional organizations and get us involved in very meaningful ways. I met Chris at church, of all places, and when she found out that I was a psychologist, a new psychologist, she encouraged me not only to get involved in Snipa, but to run for secretary.
I invited you to a dinner meeting.
So you've known her for 40 years, you've known her for 30 years, I've known her for 24, which like blows my mind. But I was pregnant, waddling into church with, you know, pregnant with Kai. And just been, you know, involved obviously because of her ever since. And I think a lot of people can say that. Like, why are you here? Chris Allen made me come here. Anyway, you are positive and affirming, even in the face of adversity. She was president of NISBA during COVID, but, you know, kept that ship running seamlessly. Chris has supported NISBA at a very difficult time, but did not run away, did not hide, but ran towards her responsibility. She ran toward it with conviction and with grace. Chris has been a force within psychology, even when things get tough personally. Didn't give up, didn't walk away. A phenomenal psychologist, a phenomenal human, and a phenomenal friend. Thank you.
I remember when you would ask me to do things like chair the NISBA convention. I'm like, why is she asking me to do this? I'm not ready. I don't know how to do it. But her belief in my leadership has been a huge impact on me. And I just finished the APA fellowship for women in psychology leadership. And I kind of want to dedicate that to you, because without your belief in me over the years and like support and mentorship, I wouldn't have even thought of myself as a leader. But you're a really true inspiration, and I just want to thank you for everything you've done for all of us here at Snipa, keeping the boat afloat by making sure people kind of, you know, stay in and help us. And yeah, you're a huge part of keeping the organization going over all these decades. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Deb.